GORT is a standardized assessment used to evaluate an individual's oral reading fluency and reading comprehension skills. It helps clinicians identify strengths and weaknesses in reading, monitor progress over time, and contribute to diagnosing reading deficits. The test is typically administered to individuals ages 6 to 23. It uses a structured set of stories that the client reads aloud, and from these readings we measure rate, accuracy, fluency, and comprehension. Together, these components generate an oral reading index, or ORI, which reflects overall reading ability.
The GORT shows strong criterion-related validity, with large correlations to other established reading assessments. Sensitivity is reported at 0.82 and specificity is 0.86, meaning the GORT is effective at identifying individuals with reading challenges and minimizing false positives. The norming sample includes diverse representation in gender, race and ethnicity, geographic region, parental education, and household income, which increases the ability to generalize and fairness of the assessment.
Now we'll show you a quick demonstration of a few items. We won't administer the full test, but we'll highlight a few that you'll need.
For each story, the student reads aloud while you follow along in the examiner's booklet. For example, you might say, "When you're ready, begin reading aloud."
As the student reads, you mark any errors, including omissions, substitutions, or mispronunciations, and keep track of the time it takes them to complete the passage. Begin.
A man got out the car. He had pretty box under arm. A little girl ran from house to meet him. "Hello, father," she said. "Do you have surprise for me?" Father said, "I have something for a good girl." Girl laughed, "I am very good."
After the student finishes reading, you close the booklet so they cannot see the text. Then you read the comprehension questions aloud and record their answers. The student should not look at the book during this portion. What does the story say the man was holding?
A box.
Who ran to meet the man?
Girl.
What did the man plan to do with the box?
Present. The starting point of the assessment is based on the client's grade level. Each grade corresponds to a specific entry story in the manual. The basal is established using fluency, not comprehension. A fluency basal occurs when the student earns a fluency score of 9 or 10 on 2 consecutive stories. The ceiling is also based on fluency. You reach the fluency ceiling when the student scores 2 or below on 2 consecutive stories. For comprehension, there are no basals or ceilings. You only score comprehension for stories the student actually read. For any stories below the fluency basal, you assign 5 points each. For any stories above the fluency ceiling, comprehension is scored as 0.
The GORT scoring has 4 main components. Rate, which is scored by how long it takes a student to read the passage. Accuracy, scored by counting the number of words read correctly. Errors reduce the score. Fluency is calculated by adding rate and accuracy. Comprehension is the number of comprehension questions answered correctly. Once you total the raw scores for each area, use the manual to convert them into standard scores and percentile rates based on the student's age or grade. These standard scores help you identify whether the student's skills fall within the average range or if any components such as rate, accuracy, or comprehension are below average. For example, a low fluency score might indicate challenges in decoding or word recognition. Finally, you add the fluency score and the comprehension score together to obtain the Oral Reading Index, ORI, which represents the student's overall reading ability.
The GORT is a widely used, well-validated tool that provides detailed insight into a student's oral reading abilities. With a clear understanding of its rules and scoring, you can confidently incorporate it into your assessment battery.
We hope this overview helps you feel fully prepared to administer the GORT with accuracy and confidence.
Thanks for watching!